have got some Twitter questions to get a hold of. We're speeding right through this. We got a dozen minutes left in the show. Man, this time flies by so quick, man. This is way too fast. But we're going to go ahead and throw it to my man, Philly Mike, for the Twitter questions and go around the panel. Fire away.
All right, let's do it. We got my boy, Drizzy, at Twitter, at Drizzy. He says, coming off the bye week with some noticeable mistakes, is it possible the early bye week slowed down our motivation to win?
It's possible, but
I think it did.
I don't think. I mean, it did, but it shouldn't have been a factor. This is where they should have stepped up and killed it. Like, you had time to rest, you had time to focus, you had more time than the Lions had. So I don't get it.
I think some of the guys might have been feeling themselves a little bit in the bye week, and they started off slow, and maybe had too much fun in Florida. And left their guns in
Where did
Stay
Connor
away
Barwin
from
go? He went out of the country.
You know?
I forget where he went.
I think they just had a little bit too much time on their hands. I agree. I think the team was clicking on all cylinders. They were firing on both sides of the ball, and this was just a break at the wrong time. You saw what happened in the second half. They got rolling again. That was the team that we've grown accustomed to over the last 3 games, and I think that's what you're going to see in Washington next week. Good on offense, solid on defense, and we're going to come out with a victory.
No, I'm not going to give them that excuse. I mean, every team in the NFL gets a bye week, right? And I'm not going to tell you that that's their excuse as to why they came out flat. Now, defensively, they came out flat, but offensively, they seem fine to me. And I'm talking about a rookie coach and a rookie quarterback, and those two, that combination, look fine to me. So I just think the Lions beat them. The Lions made enough plays, and the Eagles didn't. And it's that simple.
All right, next Twitter question, Mike.
All right, we got another question from @RuinToday. He says, do you think Howie will try to move Ryan Matthews by the deadline?
No, there's nowhere to move Ryan Matthews to. There's no team out there that's desperate enough to take a guy that's been beat up, that has some fumbling issues at this point. And even if you are going to move him, what are you going to get? A 2018 7th-round pick for the guy? He's better on our team.
But you got Hinkie? You got Hinkie in your back pocket?
Yeah, and I mean, I think this weekend, he better. I think he's really going to step up. He's got a fire under his ass, and he's going to move.
Some people were saying that after his last concussion, his
numbers plummeted.
Yards per carry is down.
Yeah,
since his last concussion. So,
well, still even moving. It's very rare that you see players like that moved at the trade deadline, and it almost never is really kind of beneficial to, like you said, what are you going to get? Like a 7th-round pick in 2018, and so you're better off just keeping them and trying to make it happen, make it work right through it. Next Twitter question.
All right, we got another question from @PeepForLife83. He says, any chance Kendricks is here after this season?
Nope, he's gone.
No chance.
Yeah, they might trade his ass.
Yes, there's a chance.
Yeah, they signed him. They signed him.
I mean, he's got a pretty penny in his pocket right now. And I mean, can they try to move him? Sure. Will they cut him? Doubtful. I mean,
Do you think he deserves that?
So his play
right
so
now?
far, no, not at all, not at all. He didn't earn that money when he signed that contract. Well, actually, technically he did because someone gave it to him. But I'm not ready to move on from Kendricks yet. There's a lot I expect out of him. No, there's a lot I expect out of him because I know we've all seen it. You know he can flash at times. You know he can play at times.
But when was the last time he flashed and played? Like, honestly, even
last year. I mean, he had his moments last year.
But we're not looking.
He might not be. He might not be a Schwartz guy. You're right.
We need consistency right now.
Absolutely.
Exactly. Out of here. You know what I mean? If they're not Schwartz guys, they're out of here.
Look, I'm just telling you, we're not deep enough at linebacker to start just kicking guys to the curb.
Yeah,
right. That's all I'm trying to say.
If they do move on from Kendricks, it's going to be despite probably a pretty heavy cap hit, or at least enough of a cap hit to make you think twice about it. But in the end, you
Where's
might
the
be
fact
right.
checker for that number?
You might be right, Gail. I mean, if he's just not a Schwartz guy, he's out. We saw Chip Kelly. You're not a Chip Kelly guy. It doesn't matter how much money you're making. You're out.
How'd that work out?
Let's keep it rolling.
All right, we got another one from @Justin from SWP. He says, if you put one Hall of Fame player on this current Eagles roster team, who would it be?
Deion Sanders, no question. Absolute stud cornerback, totally changes the dynamic of the defense, shuts down an entire half of the field. That's a guy that I would love to see. Did I take it?
Oh, he took his answer. Gail, what do you got?
I like it. I like what you think.
Jim Brown.
Jim Brown. My man Evan behind the camera has an answer for this. Let's go.
I just want to say, could you imagine if Carson Wentz was thrown to Jerry Rice?
Woo! Well, I'll tell you my answer, and he's not a Hall of Famer yet, but he will be. All right? You want to talk about going deep, and it doesn't really matter where you place the ball. There's a radius on that guy. Could you imagine Randy Moss
That's exactly.
in a Philadelphia Eagles uniform going deep
That'd
like
be
that?
insane.
That is
throwing
the
it up?
first name that popped into my head, but
Yeah.
I'm not going to. I'm going to stay on the defensive side of the ball, and I think it's going to make sense because the defense wins championships. So give me my man White. I want Reggie White back.
Reggie
I was
White.
gonna say
I
that.
want Reggie.
But
Because now that line is disgusting, and I don't care who my corners are because that quarterback is not getting the ball out of his hands.
Yeah, you got
And
two.
his
You got 2
leadership
seconds before you're on the
skills,
ass.
too?
Yeah.
you know, Rock, you started with the raw, and I thought it was going to be Ray Lewis. I thought that was going to be the guy that you're going to drop for the middle and the heart of the defense.
I would take him too.
I'd love a
I
three
love
down.
Ray.
Linebacker.
You just
Punch
need
him in the mouth.
all the
Let's go. It's Ziz's
We need rap battle
segment
music.
where
Come
she
on.
goes around the league
Da-da-da.
with the JAWNtlet. Let her rip, girl.
All right, boys, are you ready for this?
We are.
All right, here's our first question. If you didn't hear, guys, Lane Johnson. This kills me so much, but now Lane Johnson is out until the final game of the season. What do you guys think is going to happen with our squad because of this move? And who do you think is going to take his place?
It's Big V.
Big V.
Survival
know
drive.
Call it bye tie, whatever the hell.
Yeah, go ahead. Good
you
luck.
spell
Say
his
that
name.
one again.
I can't even say it again.
There's a reason I led with Big V. There's a reason I went with Big V.
Yeah,
I'm not
yeah.
trying to pronounce that. But that's who it is, right? I mean, rather than put in Samalu and rather than move Barber to the right tackle, you
I
just
thought
bring
they were
in
gonna do
one.
that.
You don't affect your entire offensive line, just that right tackle position. So, I
Barber's
mean, the
been
kid's
playing
going to get a
well.
shot.
Yeah.
The kid's going to get a shot.
I said it on the last episode. Listen, it's not just going to be Big V's opportunity. Doug Peterson has got to put a game plan that helps him out, whether that's putting Selleck on that side of the line and blocking, the running backs, Matthews, chipping the guy.
Yep.
They're going to have to give him help. It's not just, you don't replace Lane Johnson with one guy. You replace him with a couple, and you put
Soften
together
it up for him.
Yeah,
Let him figure out the
exactly.
NFL speed. Don't go out there and
Exactly.
put him on an island and expect him to be Lane Johnson because he's not.
And he
Dial up
has
the
a
run
tough
game.
task on Sunday too against Kerrigan.
All right, boys. Next question. If you didn't know about Cam Newton, he was not at his game, but he was scootering around this weekend, injured and all. What do you guys think of this? Did you guys all hear about this?
Yeah, he was
He
on
was
that
on the
little
Segway.
moped-like scooter.
Right, and he's
Yeah, being a human,
injured.
like being a human being that happens to play football too.
But right, but
I love all that. I love how these guys, because we see them on TV and because they get paid millions of dollars and because they play a sport,
no, but that's not
they're
what
not
we're
human.
saying. He didn't even go to his game because he's supposed to be taking care of himself. You're on a scooter. You got to watch your
It's
head.
a little different with the injury, though.
You're-
With the
It was a
concussion injury there, he
It's a
probably.
concussion.
That's
How many
Cam being
concussions
Cam
have we all had?
Newton.
I've had a ton.
Everything he does is controversial.
Yeah, right? Why? Why?
It's
You
not
and I
even
know
just
why.
him, that's a rule.
Because he plays for the Panthers.
Big
Uh-huh.
OJ head. Big
Yeah, I
OJ
mean-
Simpson head, that's why.
So you guys think that's okay?
I have no problem with it.
Whatever.
All right,
right.
says his is with the next question.
All right, listen. Colin, he is going to be starting this week. What do you guys think about him starting? Can he do it or
I'm
can
just-
he not?
I'm excited to see if he stands or sits.
Let
takes
me
a
hear
knee.
it all.
About
Bring-
time. About time. I mean,
You think
Blaine
you're ready?
Gabbert? I mean, really? You're playing game.
That was
Blaine
stupid
Gabbert?
in the first place. Playing fucking.
So this
putting
is a
him
good
in.
move by Chip.
Love it. He's the
Hey,
guy that
it's
Chip's
just-
offense was supposedly built around, so let's see if he can still play the game. The rumor is he's a little bit lighter, a little bit leaner. Maybe he could still move a little faster.
And maybe,
You're not
Buckle
going
up.
even
maybe the
tall.
locker
Just
room
buckle
is
up.
Probably turn on Chip. Maybe
There'll
the
be a
locker
lot
room
of
wants
media attention in
Kaepernick
San
to
Francisco
Real
the
quick,
next few
says you
weeks.
got one more for us?
Yeah, I got one more for you guys.
Real quick, we're going to have to rattle it off.
All right, here we go. The Vikings. They have the top spot supposedly right now. Do you think this has to do with Sam Bradford, like some people are saying?
Absolutely not.
No. That's
Still
defense,
throwing,
period.
still throwing for a
That's
league
that
low
filthy
248
defense.
per week, just because he doesn't have the interceptions. His defense is balling out. He's managing the game.
He's not
No
making
disrespect
mistakes.
to the guy, but he hasn't won a game yet. It's all defense. Let's see him face some adversity.
And one last question: is the Panthers season over? Like they're
Yes.
saying.
Yes.
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 It's like a wrap. That's what it is.
But that's what happens when you lose a big divisional game like that, and we certainly hope it doesn't happen when they go down to Washington to seek revenge on the Washington Redskins.
No,
Always
no,
a-
the foreskins. The foreskins.
I'm sorry, the Foreskins. Always a tough game, man. They play us tough, but you have got to win these games. We thank everybody that called in, everybody that tweeted in. We hope we were able to give you like some therapy, right? It's not all bad. We're all getting over this loss, but there's positives that are going to happen, and I promise you, as I sit here before you at the end of 4th and Jawn number 7, the Eagles will beat the Washington Redskins. We appreciate you too. Jason.
Yeah,
I am
yeah,
guaranteeing.
all right.
I'm
heard it. I
guaranteeing
just
a
heard you.
victory. He's got it on camera. I'm saying it. It is on record.
say
I'm
so.
guaranteeing a victory. Until next time, we are going to head out of here as we always do with that Eagles cheer. Let's rattle it off.
E-A-G-L-E-S, Eagles!